Carrie Bradshaw YouTube channel. In this video, I am recapping episode 3 of P-Valley on Starz. This episode gave us a lot of information. We start off with the trinity of the Paint Club, which is Mercedes, Gidget, and Mississippi. And they all get visits from their regular customers. Autumn has her regular in Andre, but Uncle Clifford is trying to get Autumn to press Andre for more information about the casino. And she's been ignoring Andre ever since, am I saying his name right? It is Andre, right? Shit, I thought I made something up. Anyway, again, I am bad with names, y'all. I'm so sorry. I can't decide if she is ignoring Andre from their past situation because she's really not interested in him because this man is obviously married, or if she genuinely does like him and just doesn't want to use him for information. I can't tell. So I really loved the opening scene. I thought that it was really cool how they shot it to make it seem like it was a one-on-one fantasy or a one-on-one situation, but it was actually just a fantasy that Mercedes was providing for her regular, who was just like, let me take care of you, blah, 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 blah. And Mercedes was like, the fantasy is cheap. In real life, you couldn't afford it. I was like, yes, queen, let these niggas know. So Mississippi's regular is an anesthesiologist who likes to watch her sleep. Can you imagine the discomfort of you're going to get surgery and your anesthesiologist is low-key getting off on the fact that you're asleep? Girl, what? Gidget's regular. I'm happy that they're giving Gidget a little bit because I was just talking with a friend not too long ago, like, what is the white girl here for? Are they going to give this girl's character any purpose, any whatever? Like, why is she here? So we find out that Gidget's regular is actually, and she's turned him into her boyfriend. Sure, honey. That he's actually the one whose oxy Uncle Clifford has been holding on to for a little piece of coin. So all of that's taking place. Uncle Clifford is still holding Autumn's illegal ID for ransom for more information about the casino. So Autumn hooks up with Andre. It gets really hot and heavy, even though, of course, once again, she now knows that this man is married. But, you know, I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to report. So they go back to this hotel room. I love that she asked him to use protection. I also deeply enjoyed the shady concierge downstairs who was like, we don't sell condoms, but we do have Bibles for free because you're clearly married and cheating on your wife. And in that time, Autumn looks on his computer, gets his information about the blueprints for, or the land at least, for the casino, and then also sees that he has pictures of her on his computer. She's deeply uncomfortable, leaves the pictures up for him to see, like, I'm on to you, and she heads out. So he comes back and he's like, damn, I messed up. We also find out that the mayor of Chucalissa is Andre's godfather, and that man looks corrupt. I'm sorry, let's just be clear, and he actually is. So he's been taking kickbacks, and he, you know, is personally invested in the casino being built and is kind of using Andre's desire to come back to his roots and, I guess, establish himself or rebuild this community that he grew up in with his grandmother. The mayor is using that to get him to do what he wants. Basically, it's like everybody's being pimped everywhere. Like, everybody is being used for something in this show. I also really like that Uncle Clifford has his own personal relationship with the younger Crawford brother, the biracial one. I don't know if he's younger or older, I just guessed. Anyway, the biracial one, in that he, you know, had kept the secret for him for a really long time that was his father. I thought that was really sweet. Again, I really enjoyed that the men in this show don't express any homophobia or anything like that towards Uncle Clifford. That just makes me really happy because there's enough going on that we don't need to see, like, gay bashing. So, and also, can we talk about Uncle Clifford was giving looks? He was giving you Plantation. He was giving you Gone with the Wind. It was giving post-antebellum South pre-antebellum South with that whole vibe that he was wearing on that plantation. I was like, if you don't get the hell out of here. But I enjoyed it. He gives us a thematic look, and I love a theme. So more power to you, Uncle Clifford, and that bomb ass set of legs that you have. We learned some stuff about Mercedes. First of all, of course, we know Mercedes' mom is an aggressive hypocrite. I want her and her wig to go. Mercedes is also kind of a hypocrite, which we learn in this episode. She finds out that her cheerleaders are twerking on social media for a bad bitch party and, having a twerking contest, and she confronts them about that. And, again, this kind of speaks to my childhood, being a cheerleader, being on the dance team, and your coach is kind of holding you to a certain standard and expecting for you to carry yourself in a certain kind of way. And when you don't, you get in trouble. And that's what happened here. And one of the girls, Terica, was like, well, you do it. And Mercedes was like, but I get paid. You out here doing it for free. I was like, girl, you can't come up with a better explanation than that. You don't want to involve their age or anything. One of the girls, I was like, okay, a little feminist in the making. She was like, it's a healthy way for us to express our sexuality. You ain't got no sexuality right now, I guess is the way Mercedes was looking at it. And come to find out, the reason Mercedes was going so hard on Terica is because Terica is actually Mercedes' child that she had with some man who died, and the woman who's raising Terica, I'm guessing, is either the man's mom or sister or someone, but she got custody of Terica after the guy died. And this is Mercedes' only way of holding on to her or connecting with her is through this cheerleading team. And, Terica says, even if I was out here, doing whatever and I got pregnant, at least I wouldn't give my baby up like you gave me up. And I was like, well, points were made. First of all, you don't know what you would do until you're in that position, but you got called out, Mercedes. I think it's interesting, like, you are a premier stripper, but you hold these young women to a standard that you don't hold to yourself. And I think that is something that we couldn't help but see that get explored. I mean, it was right there. So I hope that we get to see them explore that a little bit more, talk a little bit more about Mercedes' decision to become a stripper. Like, how did she get here? What's her origin story? That's what I'm hoping we get to see a little bit later on in the series. Because I'm deeply curious about that. She seems to be smart. She seems to be driven, all of these things. So how'd we get here? Which is what I'm always curious about any sex worker, strippers, escorts, dominatrix, whatever. I'm always curious what their origin story is, because I don't think that it always comes from trauma. I think it really is a choice for someone, and that's just what they enjoy doing. So hopefully we get to explore that a little bit. Diamond continues to be just fine for no reason. I don't know what Mississippi got going on, but I would be willing to risk it all for Diamond. He can call me now if you're watching. Reach out, send an email, Henny. Sorry, checking my notes. Okay, also, the way Mercedes' mom got read for filth by that pastor, this is one of the things, additionally, that I do not enjoy about church is, this hypocrisy. You are supposed to have this high moral standard, but you set this woman up to get this money from her, which I don't know how the mama gonna get this money back to Mercedes. I don't know if she gonna steal it from the church. I don't know, but she got this money with the expectation or the promise that the pastor would allow her to preach, and the pastor is just like, no, basically. And someone also brings up, Mercedes, like, in this church meeting, and she really gets shut down and gaslighted. And a part of me is like, girl, that's what you get. You out here sacrificing your relationship with your child for this relationship with this church. And it sounds a little bit like she had a bit of a torrid past of her own from some of the things that she was saying when she was pretending to be preaching. You're sacrificing your relationship with your own child for the politics of this church, and I hope that she's coming to realize that it's not actually worth it. So yeah, Mercedes' mom can continue to, she can take a walk in the ocean. I'm just not here for her. I'm not here for people like that. It just angers me in a ridiculous way. Lastly, I'm trying to figure out, and Uncle Clifford, like I too, we're trying to figure out, since it has been explained that the the Pank sits on the only waterfront property that they actually need for the casino in addition to the plantation. What does that mean for the club? Are they going to get bulldozed, or are they going to get bought out? And is Uncle Clifford willing to sell if they're willing to buy? So that's why he lures Andre to the club into that magical blue cloud room to confront him, or to, push him for more information, which he does not actually get. And it's like, I gather, here's what I think. I think Uncle Clifford would be willing to sell if they put up enough of the right money, and he could just relocate somewhere else. But I think that the mayor is going to kind of screw something up for them. I don't know. I don't trust that mayor. And apparently the mayor and Uncle Clifford are cousins. I don't trust it. I don't like it. I feel like Uncle Clifford is going to somehow get screwed over, but I hope that he prevails, or I hope that they prevail, and we'll see what happens. The show is, we're getting some character development. We're getting a little bit closer to what happened with Autumn. This was really, really sketch. I super don't know what's going on with this. She got triggered by holding this baby. It looked like she tried to sneak off into the night in the rain with the baby, but then there was some sort of drowning situation. I'm sure that story will unfold more as the series goes on. So we'll see what happens. I'm still really invested in the show. I think the performances are getting better as we go along. Y'all, okay, just as an aside, I only just now realized that the mayor is played by Isaiah Washington. I was like, I know this man's face from somewhere. The whole time it was him. Anyway, so I know I'm super late with this review. Please forgive me. I relocated to Atlanta for a few weeks. I just needed to be closer to friends and family right now, while I'm still working from home, and while I have the time and the opportunity to work remotely from here. That's why my background is a little bit different. It took me a second to get things figured out logistically here, of where I would feel comfortable recording and, getting in my element, getting in my vibe. So that's why I'm late. I'm back at it. I will be on time for the next episode. So you guys come back and check in with me. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, what you think is going to happen to the club, what you think is going to happen with the casino. Be sure to share this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for joining me again, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.